Thank you very much for tuning in to our very first The Crown of Command video, which will feature the work from Dave Lister. Dave Lister actually made this a wonderful logo for us for the podcast, so thank you very much again for that, Dave. And Dave Lister is part of this Old World Army Challenge that I'm also involved with, and he undertook the Wood Elves, his beloved Wood Elves, which we also talked about in the guest interview on the episode. Dave's army is comprised of 1,000 points, and it's a 6-month challenge if you hadn't seen this challenge before. So you've got to allocate 200 points for each month that you need to paint up. You can paint more than that if you wanted to. And here are some screenshots of the initial army that Dave had set out to paint for the part of the challenge. This is the first entry that he had, and these are a lovely unit of dryads. Again, note the goblin green bases, very Hero Hammer, but really nice colours, Dave. I really like those. And here's a tree man, looks awesome too, and I love all the backdrops that he's using. I think they're fantastic, very atmospheric, especially that backdrop of that forest. But the tree man looks really well done too. Really nice colours on that one. Very natural looking, I think. And here he's got some, it must be his general, I think, on a steed. Very iconic model of the time, with that crazy hair elven steed. And here is the chariot that we mentioned in the podcast that was an exclusive for the mail order during that time. So I think this is one of his, well, I suppose it would be Dave's centerpiece of the army, as it's quite rare. And I didn't even know anything about this chariot, that it was available, or they made these sort of mail order type exclusives, but I think Dave's did a really good job on it. Really nice colours on the chariot itself, the red and green, and using yellows as well to contrast on the pants and everything like that on the standard bearer. The horses are all painted differently too, which is, I think, is quite a nice thing to do as well, because usually people just paint them all the same colour. So I think Dave did a really cracking job on this one. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the interview. If you haven't listened to it, you can always subscribe today to our Crown of Command podcast, which should be available on most media platforms. Thanks very much for listening. See you in the next one.